stays ready. Get to this let this run out real quick. So once it's done playing, we'll begin. To all your friends, your parents, your cousins, your grandmother, they get on the stream because Geoff the hero is on the show. Yo, Geoff about to drop a little freestyle. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yo, that's true. People play Marvel. All they know is the lab. That lab life. Yo, Runx, what's going on? Yo, I'll probably have that sometime next show. Have another guest drop a freestyle. I heard that Sleep. I heard that Sleep can spit some rhymes. Yeah, I'll probably get on here next time. Yo, if I was more prepared, I could probably freestyle to this, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm one of those that have to write my stuff out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not good with that top of my head, spitting thing. I am good, Runx. I am good. Yes, prepared because I suck at like on the spot. It's because I have like so much going on. Like I can, like so much up here. I just don't know. Like I get kind of like blocked. Like so much you want to say. So then again, those that have been doing that for years, they can do that. They're like, okay, cool. They have that story, whatever. And then I don't have anything like really to talk about, so. But anyways, welcome. This is our fifth show, or a streamcast, or whatever you want to call it. It's been something that started about a month ago when the new changes and everything dropped, and there's a lot of concerns within the cat community, and I had a lot of concerned people. So I had Paul B on here. I mean, there was like a lot of people on here, like on the first show, or cast, or whatever you call it, the first stream. So Paul B was on here. Brandon was on here. You had even Bass, and then regular guests. I'd have J Mart would be on here. Very productive, like kind of voicing out, their opinions and concern regarding the game, the company, and the overall, state of Killer Instinct. Then like a couple shows back, I keep saying shows, so a couple streams back, I was kind of testing with the Discord thing. So I had the Discord app and widget, and I tried that, and that kind of broke. Crashed my XSplit, some with the audio, so had Rico on here. So Rico was on here, like supposedly he was been on a rant for like 10 minutes, and I think that may be a bit too loud. I don't know, because I haven't been able to adjust it yet. Yeah, so like he was on, and then all of a sudden, like I didn't hear anything. I guess my the audio crapped out, the drivers or something, and he was like talking for a good 10 minutes. I was told, but like no one heard anything. So he was on the stream, and like no one heard a single word he said. Um, and I like always like to point out that he like broke it. Same thing with Calypso. He was on there telling his whole life story one time, and like when he left, as soon as he left like the score channel, the whole thing like crapped out. I thought I adjusted earlier. Like I was like late last night adjusting the settings and everything. I could do that real quick, so that way there's no like loud audible disruption during the call. See, the volume is at 10%. That's like super, still kind of super loud. So let me put it down to say maybe 4%. I think 4% is good. All right, so I'm about to get Geoff on here. Geoff on here. You ready, Geoff? All right.
Ooh, baby.
Yo, what up? It
What's
is
up? Let me turn
Geoff,
the screen here.
the hero
Yo.
that we deserve, and
What is
we need for the cat community.
I'm having some apple juice right now, excuse me. But real quick I want to give a shout out to my boy Runex over here for whooping his ass so hard he doesn't come to round one Concord anymore. I love you, man. It's been great, I want to ease that ass next time. So just let me know when you got it. Alright, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. I'm so sorry. I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah, so there you have it. It's kind of dark in his room, so you don't get to see like all the he had like the little cool like.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got you.
But yeah, I called him earlier, and I saw like all his setups of it's like his figures, whatever. So I just bought two more like curios, So I may try to find a way to kind of sit it in the background or whatever. So when I stream, people can see like my cool wares or whatever.
Yeah, so most people collect like records and all this cool stuff. I get anime dolls in the background. Anime dolls that I win from online crane machines.
Those crane.
So I do with my paycheck. But yeah. Sorry about that. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good.
I see. Oh, Runex already got banned from the stream.
Yeah.
I see. This stream is off to a real good start. Let me tell you.
My Nightbot is like savage, man. My Nightbot is like it's on point. And the thing about it is it has a mind of his. I keep saying every stream that it's his own entity, because I haven't adjusted the settings. By default it's like savage, and it does all the work for me. I don't do anything.
Oh yeah.
Nightbot do all the work.
Oh yeah, I got on my own, and basically there's no one in my chat anymore, just because Nightbot just it anytime you type with like more than one capital letter, I think it just like auto bans you, and yeah, no, it's a pretty terrible service, but it is whatever.
Yo,
anyway,
Recruit, what is going on? We got a couple people on here. Yo, apple juice. That does look like apple juice.
It's apple juice, trust me.
It's apple juice.
I'm here to have a lot of fun, and I'm here to bring a lot of knowledge to the Killer Instinct community, my favorite community of all time, regardless of what I tell other people on social media. And Killer Instinct Ultimate fans, shout out to them.
Yo,
so
I know this is going to get asked, so let me, I guess, address this already. Well, I'm not addressing because I really don't know the answer to this, but I would like to have this individual, if he's online, if he's on the chat, or if he's still out there, maybe someone can tag him. But I want to know, did Moy get paid? His fight
Who?
money. Moy, from the money match.
Oh.
Moy's
no,
Moises.
from what I know, no, he just dropped off the face of the earth, man. He found a nice little cave to hide into, and no one's ever heard of him since. So.
Yo, what's up, Canyon?
Let me. I got some fan mail real quick. I want to answer real quick. Geoff the Hero, how's your Evo experience? I just want to talk about this real quick. Let me tell you about. I came to Evo. I had a great time with everyone. meeting all my different fans, especially this guy named Jacob. In fact, he was such a fan. He said he's been watching me for like 10 years, ever since he was like, what was it? He was like 14 years old at the tournament. So yeah, he's been watching me since he was 4. He came in and he was like, Geoff, I just really want to win this match. Just please let me win it. So I gave him the match. I just gave him the match. I let him win with his free ass Omen, and all these good things happened since then. So
You mean like this past Evo?
yeah.
Which when did you make like top 16?
He made me.
Yeah.
I was top 16 I think. Oh no, top 17. Excuse me, +1. And then this guy, let's give him a code name. His name is Runex. Let's just give him that name. He scrubbed out a demonic demon against Rico Suave, and
Yo, that was classic. Cause I was there. I was like right there. Cause I'm a TO, right? So like I'm supposed to be there, but like I'm there. It was dwindling towards like the last few pools, so it was okay for me to be out. In my little box, and then I'm there watching the match. And all it's like, okay, Rico's got this. He's got this. But all of a sudden, I seen this random. I was like, oh my goodness! Like it just went crazy. It exploded. Everyone was like, I was like, wow. I was like, I don't think anyone saw that coming.
he said he tried to tech a throw. Who the fuck techs a throw doing quarter roll forward throw? Like what? Anyway, he's a scrub. But that's all. Did you see what happened after? I was like, hey, Rico, yo, can I get a picture with you? And he's like, yeah. So I started like doing the startup of demonic demon, like whatever the fuck that is. And he said you could demonic despair this dick, and he never talked to me ever since that. So those are good times. Anyway, should I introduce myself?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Some
sorry.
people don't know who you are. Some do. So, it's a mix. It's a mixed crowd.
Yeah, for sure.
Mixed
Yeah, I got
audience.
some of my people. You definitely got a lot of yours. We're all here for fun. Hey, Sea Drag, what's up? All right. So my name is Geoff the Hero. I don't know how to start off with this. I'm an ex-developer for Killer Instinct Season 2 and Season 3. I did QA for them. I moved on to another place as well, though. I got nothing but love for the Iron Galaxy guys. I'm also a content creator, and I do nothing but the most respectful, honest content possible, such as Runex as a scrub. And we're all here for good fun, and I have a lot of insight that might be seen as a little different from what other people say, but I'm very respectful for all opinions that align with my own. So, we'll see how it goes.
It's pretty nice. Short and concise. I like it.
It's a lot
And
longer,
since
but
and since there's like some new faces, or I guess you could say new tags or whatever you want to call it, new people, I guess, in the stream that haven't been here before. I guess I can introduce myself as well. I'm Rotendo. I know you want to say like a community. I don't see myself as community leader, but I've been in the scene for quite some time. I'm one of the Evo TOs that's been helping Evo run the way it's ran today. So last year it's been like the largest we've had, with over 5,000 participant in what, 3 games. It was crazy. So I've headed KI, the first KI, and the last two, the first 2 KI. I was like the head TO, and the last one you had Kate, who kind of took the reins, and I was kind of like there the assist her. Unfortunately, as a TO, we don't have the time to kind of like play and compete, but as long as the experience, that's all that I cared about, for the community. So I've been doing that for a while. I too am a former developer. That's a better volume. That's tolerable. I don't think that's disruptive.
I read your Twitch bio here or whatever. I didn't know that you worked on things like the Old Republic and Halo C Anniversary Edition.
Yep. Yeah. So
were you on? What did you do QA for that. Just I sorry interrupting, but
Okay.
I just want to know.
So thanks for the follow there. Yeah, but so yeah, I'm also a former dev. Um, I started when I got out the core working at Sony down in San Diego, working on MLB '08 the show as a QA tester. And then I became a assistant manager for GameStop. So I did like the retail thing for a while. Quick, I'll do like maybe like a 2 minute, maybe a minute. I try to keep it to under 2 minutes. Fast forward, I was store manager. Transferred here to Texas, and then I left, and that's when I began working, landed a job at BioWare, working on The Old Republic, which is probably like one of my favorite games that I've worked on. And I was there also as content QA, and that's like for over a year, and then left there to work on Halo Anniversary Edition as a design. I did design there, level design and liaison, and some QA for that as well. Because you're pretty much it's a smaller team. A lot of people haven't heard of Certain Affinity. They're pretty much the team behind the multiplayer aspect for the Halo game. So you have 343 to handle the story and everything up in Washington, but as far as the multiplayer goes, that's handled by like a different development team, which was Certain Affinity here in Austin, Texas. So that was also great too. So another favorite franchise of mine I got to work on. And then from there, I worked on, like I worked at Zynga, so the Facebook games and stuff like that. And the last game I worked on was on Transformers, Rise of the Dark Spark, which didn't do so well, but it was one of those franchise, one of those dream franchise you wanted to work on. When you're small, you have these dreams of in these aspirations of working on these cool games, and man, one of these days I want to work on AAA title, whatever. So I was kind of hoping that Transformers, because it's a great brand, but the game ended to be garbage, and didn't really have fun working on that, especially the Wii version, But I did get to work on the Xbox One and PS4 before launch, get that experience. So, and then fast forward now, I'm not working on games. I'm working on banking software as a junior software engineer and a senior QA. So
That's where the money's is.
Oh, hell
That's
yeah,
where the money is. There
dude!
you go.
Hell yeah! It's like I didn't realize it until now. It's like, man, it's like I should have left, the gaming industry like a while ago. And it's not nothing wrong with the gaming industry. The only issue I had with it was the job security.
Yeah,
Most of the time it's been
absolutely.
contract work. So after a while, it's like, okay, back unemployment with 20 through 100 people that's looking for the same job as you are, that's been in there longer, has more experience. But anyways, enough about me. I play fighting games. I compete in fight games. It's what I live and breathe, and it's what helps pays the bills. Or it did help pays the bills until I landed this job. So now I'm here with Geoff the Hero, and we are going to discuss the current topic, which is after KI World Cup. You have a lot of people talking about like quitting the game, retiring and all this nonsense. And what is your opinion? What's your take on this, Geoff?
You ever go on Facebook and you ever see those fat girls going in and being like taking a selfie of themselves and be like, "Oh, I'm so ugly today," whatever. That's the same exact fucking feeling I get when I see people talking about quitting KI. I don't understand why anyone gives a shit at that point. Like because you're gonna come back. You're obviously going. You spent so much time playing the game. You're gonna come back. Like. When I took a break from KI, I knew I'd come back myself. You know why? Because like it's only natural for it. So it pisses me off to the point that like I have to go out of my way to tell all these people I'm done, whatever. They can't just see for themselves, sort of thing. Like what the fuck? Fuck that. That's just me. But I respect everyone's opinion except for anything that differentiates from me.
Yeah, so that came up. So I'm seeing all this, and as you know, you're also an admin on the Facebook KI group. So
Yeah, y'all fucked
with
up.
with that group, look, listen, with this group, we try to keep it somewhat not like I'm not gonna say entertaining, but we want to keep it welcoming to there's a lot of new players. I'm constantly seeing, requests to join, requests to join. And then like a lot of people saying like, oh well, Cat's dead. I'm retiring, blah blah. And we have all these people that are picking the game up and wanting to play. They're getting their friends to join. They're joining the group. They're posting matches or this matchup, and then we have all this negativity. And as a community leader, especially this players that have been playing since season one, season two, those I guess you want to say like the top players, a lot of them don't understand that their words and their comments holds a lot of weight and value when seen by these newcomers. And it's a huge turnoff when they see that when they're like talking negatively or they're quitting the game, whatever. People don't want to see that. They just don't understand. They have a lot of a lot of leadership that that they hadn't possessed before. It's like, yeah, you think you're playing the game, but you have a lot of eyes on you. You have a lot of ears listening to the things that you say, and that's pretty much like part of what's hurting the game. I contacted a couple of the Japanese players, like in Japan. They're you have Rec. That's they're recruiting CAD players. So their scene is very live. It's growing. Domi talked about that. There's no talk of retiring over there. There's no talk of people quitting the game. And then you have Absent talking about, well, I don't remember. It was one of them. One of them said that, it's a hobby, and sometimes, it's good to take a break and to come back, like you said. You take a break from the game here and there. And that's everyone. It's like that's the time that I kind of stopped playing for a couple weeks because I do the time whatever. But I love the game. I take a break and I come back, and that's how keeps me tuned in to the game. Is I just sometimes you just need to take a break to kind of, if you're frustrated with it or something you just don't like about it, just take a break. Just play something else for a while. Play some RPGs. Play some Call of Duty. Some WoW. I stopped playing for about a month. And it was on nothing playing Warcraft. Nothing but Warcraft. So I went back to that drug until until I come back to the KI. But yeah.
So there's a number of things I want to address with what you said over there. First of all, let me start off with a question. Is number one, do you think the Japanese players not like making public posts saying I quit, and stuff like that? Do you think that's more of a cultural difference between, like, let's say Americans and Japanese, or what do you think the cause of that is? What makes people think that this is, I guess, a good idea to kind of put it out there?
I think it's more of a culture. It's both. It's a culture thing, as well as the mentality of gaming. Because when they play a game, they actually lab over there. Just like for our Marvel, their Marvel scene isn't as big as here in the States, but the let me see what I'm looking for. They take it seriously. I guess the seriousness is taken. A game's taken more serious there, and there's an issue with it. They kind of adapt instead of kind of like decide to brush off a game. Like the Street Fighter community, it's all the fighting game communities pretty much, it's all the same. So you have people like GamerB that will talk about how Street Fighter 5 it's different, and but he's not talking about quitting the game. He's not playing the game any less. He addresses his concerns on Twitter and social media, but there's no backlash at Capcom or saying that he's gonna quit the game or whatever. He's still playing. He's kind of like, this is the time to kind of voice your concern, and there's a forum for that. There's websites, there's Twitter. You say, hey, listen, this is what I feel is wrong with the game, and then you have to provide ways to kind of like what you feel is gonna fix that, because you can complain all you want, but you need to help the developer come up with ideas on how they can make it better, because they can't fix if they don't know what's broken. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, what don't? How would you fix it? How would you change this? What would you like to see? So when season two, before season three came out, I had a thread on the KI forums on Ultra Combo, and it's called improving glaciers. So I listed issues with his bad matchups. I listed issues with how this and no dash, blah blah whatever. So I listed like issues that I didn't like with it, but then I also added things that changes I would make that I would like to see made, and I made comparisons. So I'll say, hey, he should be able to like slide or liquidize to the other side, like he did in the second game, and he should have this and multiple hail. So I addressed certain things that I would like to add it, and maybe okay, well to make it not safe, you should add this, or maybe make it only available to this. So I listed some bullet points on things, pros and cons on why this is good for the character, why is it bad for the character, and if I did add this, how would I make it to where it's balanced and not overpowered. And I was kind of surprised when they did the unveil for Glaciers at season three at last year's Killer Instinct World Cup, that a lot of my ideas and that I had addressed in the forum kind of came into fruition. It was like, I was like, wow, it's like, yo, that's what I wanted. They listened to me and they put it in the game. I was like, wow, I was really excited. And that's what
Yeah.
it takes. You have to
Okay.
do something like that. You have to. I mean, if you don't say anything, nothing's gonna happen. So
Here's the thing: is that like I think I saw your post before. I'm not entirely sure if I did, but I'm pretty sure I saw it. And the thing is that yours was like concise. It wasn't hostile. It was very like you put down facts. You put down like what like makes Glacius, right? And you like calmly put everything out list by list, right? A lot of people don't do that. They'll just go and say like, I don't know, just a random thing. TJ's tremor break window is too big or something like that. I don't know who would say something like that, but let's just pretend someone did say something like that, right? It's stuff like that that really makes it like, that's fine if you feel that way, right? And let's say it is too big, but you can't be like, this game's fucking stupid, blah blah blah. What the fuck is Keats thinking and all this? Like there are so many things at play over here that like one change can dramatically affect that matchup with every single character. There's a lot of things out there that a lot of people sort of don't consider because they have very tunnel vision. My hope is for more people to realize the repercussions of what they say.
right.
You mentioned earlier that like people are constantly screaming, "This game is dead. This game is dead," right?
Yep.
So here's the thing: is that like we've been hearing that since like season one, right? Oh, blah blah blah. Sadira can do this or whatever. She's broken. This game's dead. People aren't playing it anymore. Here's the thing: how does that make any sense if Microsoft is constantly giving was it Double Helix and Iron Galaxy money to constantly create more content and more stuff in the middle of seasons, more than was obviously in just the contract work and stuff like that, right? You have like season 2 came out, right? And you had all these additional modes. You had like Shadow Labs, which is like the coolest thing in the world, by the way. You had Shadow Jago come out in the middle of season 2 to season 3. You had like these the Christmas outfits that were completely free. This stuff doesn't come free. And to create something like that and animations and making sure that it works with every single accessory and stuff like that, it's very time and money consuming. A lot of people don't understand that. So like Killer Instinct, I'm like the guys that make Killer Instinct, they do it because they love it, right? But you can't do it without any sort of like Microsoft isn't going to pick up a product and be like, this is it, without like getting a little incentive behind it. And if the game is dead and there's nothing behind it or anything anymore, then they wouldn't make more content. But here we are, was it like 3-4 years later? I don't even know when the game came out anymore. It was like 2013, right?
Yeah,
or
2013. At the end of 2013.
13. Yeah, 4 years. 4 years strong. This is not Street Fighter, by the way, where they have all the resources from Sony or whoever to keep creating, right? This is Microsoft trying a flagship title that's been gone for 20 years, and they brought it back, and they're doing more and more content every single time. remember when they said that they weren't going to put ultimates in, and then all of a sudden they had Shadow Jago's
Yep.
ultimate, but they were like, all right, nothing past
Yeah.
that. And now we got all these, like, what was it, 15 new ultimates and all this? It's crazy.
Yo,
But
I'm
like,
excited for Ultimates, man.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's a lot of people were bitching about Sadira's ultimate. I think I. If I had to criticize it, I don't like the little slash that she does at the end. It doesn't really read like she cut her throat or anything like that. I
Yep.
thought more of a stab would probably be, but it's I
That's
don't
what I
know. I don't know
imagined.
how a stab would actually work in that.
I was expecting something like you like a stab like you mentioned because like a throw slash. So I was like, people that wasn't really seen, and I was like, well, is that it? I expected more like kind of like a ram
Yeah.
stab, gut stab or something.
Yeah, half her moves are stabbing people. You stab people with their knives or whatever. I mean, not stabbing, but slashing. My bad. You slash people with your knives, right? With the blade demon. You slash them with their feet with the recluse, right? And all her moves are pretty much all slashy type moves or whatever. I thought that maybe they would switch it up there, but I mean, it's all good. I like it a lot too. I like the desperation type move or whatever when she's got him on the web, and they're trying to like struggle to get away. I think that actually screamed a lot of personality behind it. So, like, she's an assassin, right? But nothing Sadira really did was assassiny. So, like, it's about time that she had an assassin move. It's gonna look really weird on Aganos. I have no idea how that's gonna, because I don't know, like a slash versus I don't know if a stab would work either.
Yeah, you remember
It's
that?
whatever. It's
You
It's better
remember?
than stealing that Spider-Man thing that one guy said on the forum. So
I remember when Aganos first appeared as a tease, and it
Mhm.
was questions like, can they be thrown? So now you have now I'm picturing, okay, well this thing is you can have Agatha suspended by some strong spider webs,
yeah,
and which is this is some really powerful stuff, some strong spider webbing that she has. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see that animation. But I'm excited for other characters. You just had to be at Carol World Cup. They had a console out there with a couple extra things in there. Let's just say they had extra content,
hmm
and man, I'm hyped for other characters' ultimates. That's in the
yeah.
game. So
I'm
like people,
always excited to take a look at, like, whenever it pops up on my feed. Like, I get a little giddy from it. Like it's like, oh, because like they open up really really strong with Jagos, right? And they've had pretty good quality with the other ones, especially Tusk, right? Thunders is okay, I think. Um, the only thing that has been a little bit of a letdown was like TJ Combo, is
combos.
because like McPunchy guy punches again. It's like whatever. That's sort of kind of the same thing that I feel with Sadira.
Yeah, I think Tusk was like the best one so far.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm sorry. What were you saying before all this?
Before the ultimates,
Yeah.
before the ultimates, we was talking about you was talking about content creation
Hold on a second. I
from.
didn't pay for my electric bill. Apparently, give me a second here.
But as he go and return on his
All right, say that
lights.
again.
Yeah, so you was talking about how people don't understand what the game development um, involves when it comes to like the money's involved,
Yeah.
to come up with all this content. That's what led to the ultimates and what we have now, and
hmm
pretty much before that we was talking about certain players, um, kind of giving their like strong opinions on certain things, but yeah, I want to see. I believe there's more. They have more in store for KI um, than we think. because you can go all that work just for extra characters, and there's so much more they can do with the game too. So like they said from the beginning, about more accessories, and I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting for more accessories. If anything, I'd be happy with more accessories for characters or colors, especially like retro mode. You're limited to certain colors and you can't add certain things. So it'd be kind of cool to get more colors for example, I play Glaciers, our main Glaciers, so it'd be kind of cool to get those colors, especially like the liquid color for his retro outfit,
Mm-hmm.
as for as the main colors they has for his the redesigned model. That'd be kind of
Gotcha.
cool. So more colors. So hopefully if Ultimate Source continues to make more figures, that means more colors. So that depends on the community. The community has a huge part involved when it comes to a lot of this new content, because if they purchase the goods, part of that money can go towards development for more colors. That's how they get color 11 for these new figures. Like the latest one was Spinal. So if you buy Spinal, you get the color 11. For that character,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty sick. So right now, they have, this is the second series of figures. Um, and so if that does well, we might be seeing a third series. And if a third series is successful, we can get more colors or whatnot. So it's a whole circle
Yeah, it's an
we're gonna
economy
see.
that runs itself, basically. You buy more, you get more out of it, basically.
Oh
And
yeah,
they've been selling it cheap as hell too, from what I've seen.
yo, and that Rash figure, I forgot about that Rash figure.
I
Oh
actually
man,
did not know that that was a thing.
yes, I saw they showed like a model. They showed an image of it, and then they had a color rendered how it looks, and that's gonna be like what, like 18. What they said, like 18 inches tall. So it's gonna
Uh,
be huge. I
yeah.
I imagine it'll be like about 199 when it comes out. So and then later they'll take reserves for it. So I'm definitely gonna pick one up because it looks so sick.
I need to take a look at that. If anyone in the chat has a link to that, I'd appreciate it if you hooked me up there, because that sounds really really cool. Rash being a figure was actually not something that I expected. I thought there'd be a lot of other things going on, but um, I don't know. The content of the game keeps growing, and just the we were talking about the cost of like creating characters and things like that. I'd like to revisit that for a second. So the thing is, every single character. Think about this. Every single character. I know that you know about this, but I'm talking more to the audience. Every single character that you end up adding to the game exponentially increases the price per character. The reason being is every single character has a different like throw animation. They react differently to every single character, and every single character costs a lot too. The auto doubles, you got linkers for like three different linkers. Think about Street Fighter. You only have like three different special moves, right? But you have three different linkers per special move. It's crazy, just like how much. I'm sorry. So not only do you have that, you have openers, linkers, you have enders that you have to animate. You have the 3D, whatever the hell the level 4 ender shit is. Like you have all these different things, and you have to propagate every single model to fit and make an animation look good. Like for example, you know how Maya does her like biting. What was their her move called? I forgot. Her biting move where she takes her life back.
You said Maya or Mira?
Mira, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I don't know the name of the move or whatever, but that one's also a really big one that they had to change around, right? So like for example, against big characters, Mira has to be situated so that like it looks like she's actually biting the neck,
Yep.
because originally, I'm not sure if I should say this or not, but I love you guys so much, I'm going to tell you. Originally, before the game got released or whatever, it looked like if if Mira had her normal animation against Aghanos, it just looked like she was, blowing Aghanos at that point, because like Aghanos is so tall and she's so small, right? Like it looks ridiculous. But that's like a little minor example of like what every single animation needs to be changed to, and you have to create it frame by frame. Yeah, they do have keyframes, but you do have to look at it frame by frame to make sure everything looks well, right? Because sometimes things will happen, like for example, like the feet will pop, or maybe like the foot's not grounded or something like that. There's a bunch of like little minor things that people don't really see because it's polished out. So you really gotta look out for that sort of stuff. Yeah, Mantis, for example, is. Oh wait, what? What are you talking about, Mantis? Never mind. I don't know. Runex is distracting me from the chat. I'd time him out for at least 100,000 seconds. But anyway.
Yeah, but
you
I
see
get
what I'm
it.
saying, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because what they don't understand is that it's a lot of it's cost, because the animators have to put in time. So you guys use what, Jira? What tracking software did they use? Well, let's say
I don't think I'm
or whatever
allowed to say.
or whatever. Okay, whatever they use. Okay, so let's say there's a it's a project tracking system. Okay, that everyone has access to. So this system, you have it's like a ticket number. Let's call them tickets. Okay, this ticket
Yeah.
is okay animation for this character, and then this ticket is animation with this character, and this ticket is this animation for whatever against this character. So you have all these different piled on tickets, and each ticket they have like a summary. When it's done, it's assigned to a certain artist or whoever it's assigned to, and it has for the project box you have how many days how long it'll take to get this done. So it could be like half a day, point 0.5, 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, whatever. So people understand that these projects they take time, and with time is money, because these developers, these are they get paid out based off this budget. So you have this budget, based off this project. Okay, well, animation for this one character against the whole cast, and say it's like 18 days, whatever. It's X amount of dollars,
Mhm.
and then you have, so once the animation's done, that gets to get tested. So that goes sent to the QA. So it gets assigned to the QA team, and then so they have to spend their time. So okay, well, you're allocated, a day to make sure that the test there's no collision issue, that is when you're performing this move, it doesn't break, and the hitbox and the hurt box works properly. There's no, like, the bugs we see now. It's because a lot of it has been, I wouldn't say it's been missed, but it's a timeline too, because Microsoft has that we have to submit a build, by a certain, if you want we want this a build to make it to or a feature to make it into a build. It has to get approved, and it has to go through this process. So there's everything's on a time limit. So we have to get this tested and worked out and submitted to make it into the build. Overall build has to get tested, and then that's submitted to the final build gets sent to Microsoft for testing on their end, and then approval. So whatever doesn't make it in, that's what you're seeing. Either they're out of time, or it's not that significant to where it's not gonna break the game, and it's not that crucial where it's anything that's gonna cause issues during a match or during a live game. So it's left in so they can fix later. So it's not it's not a high priority.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's go over the bug writing process real quick here, or at least the things that we put in. Right. You have things such as severity and priority. Priority would be things that would like block the build from being tested. Like for example, let's say Mira's like byte linker or something just like straight up crashes the game. Well, you can't like test around that. You can't. There's a number of things at the byte linker. Well, you can't do the combo flow through that, right? You can't You can't test to see how much health gets restored because of it. You can't tell how much damage is being done because that's missing. That's like a very insignificant part of the game that would be like blocked at there. But now you got to wait for like the next day or the day after, whenever we get the next build, for us to be able to test it through. So it's a constant process that's going right through. Now, here's a big thing though, is that you know we in QA, we have to look out for these things called certification bugs. These are the things that will prevent the game from even getting submitted through. And these are things such as like crashes. What else do we have? Well, crashes, anything like severely wrong with the game, like, I don't know, like if I do a flash kick with Cinder and it does like 100% damage or something like that, that, obviously like never happened, but things like that you do constantly have to look out for. And, trying to work day by day with all these different blockers that might occur. And keep in mind that like it's not like incompetence or anything like this. The team has to be able to actually test the build with all these other tons of changes that are coming in there all at once. So sometimes when like point A goes against situation B, nobody knew that would have actually reacted really poorly. So that's a lot of things that you have to consider on that end there. So generally speaking, I'm speaking a little too much, sorry. Generally speaking, you have to consider the fact that this came from like a completely unplayable piece of shit that the public never sees to something that's fun with, and it might come out with an inconvenience or so, So, like, that's a big thing. I don't mean to start, pulling punches or anything like that, but I feel as if whenever something's displeasurable, I feel as if people tend to end up going to like social media to complain about it rather than like try to find ways around it. Like I'm not saying that's for every single example. Like for example, I saw something with Base posted with God, what was it? Cinder does his fire clap or whatever, right? But it hits a minion, and Gargos is able to recover out of it earlier and stuff like that. That stuff like that sucks, and that's legitimate, right?
Yeah.
But keep in mind that like these test cases are far and few between. Like for every single one of those cases, I guarantee you there were at least 100 other cases where things were just like completely messed up, and if that got out, people would have our heads for that,
Yep.
That's it.
But but yeah. So in other words, if there's an issue or there's something that's bugging you, or that is like wrong with the game, and Keith stresses all the time. So Adam Hart, aka Keats, known as everyone knows him as Keats. If there's an issue, the best way to get that fixed or to get that addressed is through the forums. Don't hit them up on. Don't hit none of the devs or anything on Twitter, because that's not gonna do anything. That'll get you blocked.
Yeah. Don't take it personally.
Yeah, that'll get you blocked. So don't. You just let them know. You can. Hey, I posted a bug on the Ultra Combo forums. Here's the link to it. They'll check it out. Don't tell them that this is broken and why is it broken. It needs to be fixed, because you can get blocked. Just go to the forums. You can create a new thread and say, hey, this is when this happens. This is broken. If this stays in the game, this could really turn the tide, blah blah, in a tournament match, or online if it's online only. Because then you'll have those thread gets read daily by a team over there at Iron Galaxy, and that gets they have their list. That list gets addressed. Okay, well, this is the top 10 complaints or bugs, whatever, that we're seeing on the forums. And then, they have their QA personnel. They'll get assigned to a certain particular issue. And if they can reproduce it, and it's a big issue, then it'll get fixed. But if that's not getting done, it won't get fixed. It's simple.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and honestly, like a lot of my bugs actually came from the Killer Instinct Ultimate fans forums because people would just straight up refuse to like post it over there. Um, and here's the thing is that like I get the feeling, and not too many people say this, but some people do say it, but I get the feeling that people don't know how much the developers, myself included, before and even after I was working with the company, we really love the game. We are passionate about the game. We want the best product possible, but sometimes you have to make a sacrifice. You have to because of either time, you got money, you got scope, you got there's a number of things that are going on. And like I would I would go to tournaments and I would go up and ask them. We used to actually I'm not sure if I could say that, but yeah, let's just say I go to tournaments. I would ask people, oh shit, any bugs or whatever, blah blah blah. And I remember I was just looking at my notes today on my phone. I remember when I went to PAX South or something, and instead of taking place in a tournament, I gave my place to Grims, who ended up winning it. So sorry about that for everyone else who was going to win. Um, and I was just going around asking, like, hey, I'm working on this. I want to, help with the product. I want to get the best thing ever. Do you know anything that strikes you as a bug or maybe something that's really unfair? And I would just take all the critique and whatever. And people were really nice and respectful about it. But a lot of shit that happens on the internet though is just like super hostile, just really angry to read and stuff like that. You got to realize that the development team it's a bunch of humans on the other side. They're people with feelings, people who care about like what's going on. People like you and me, like when you get punched, right? Does it not hurt, right? It's the same
Yeah.
exact thing. When people say, "Wow, you're a stupid, incompetent piece of shit. How could this make it through?" Do you think that's like someone is not going to read that? Someone out
Yeah.
there does care, right? So you gotta watch what like you, we're all a team basically. You can't see the developers, you can't see the community as hostile or anything like that. We all want the best for our game. We all want fun. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes we're a little bit misguided. Sometimes um, we have these rose
Right.
tinted shades on.
And
Um,
I want to address something from the chat Riku was talking about. It seems like the Ki community, when they're kind of been conditioned or they're used to when they go into like the other games forums, their opinions and their suggestions aren't really taken seriously. So they feel the kind of same way. This kind of been treated the same like through the other forums. So that's why they're kind of reluctant to doing the same thing on the KR forums because they're kind of used to being treated differently, like it's not important, whatever. And
I got banned from your chat, by the way. I'm unbanned now, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
but but yeah, it seems like I kind of agree. I can understand that, and but we're not Capcom Unity. We're not NRS. We're not those other fighters. Nintendo. Smash community or whatever. The the developers here, they actually listen. They talk to I've talked to James and Adam all the time. Um, every event that they're able to go to, I talk to them, and then like there's something that I see. James like, huh, that's interesting. You should tell Adam about that because him and I, we'll argue about certain things, and they talk about the process for certain content. And if I was talking about something that's all in the game that would kind of benefit Glaciers, of course I would use a character that I play a lot or something that I see a lot, and because they don't really spend a lot of time with these characters, so they have other roles and have other jobs. Their job is not to be character specialists, so they don't know exactly what each character can be or can't can't or is not capable of. So it's up to us to kind of voice these concerns. And so I would get like feedback. I would provide feedback, and it's like interesting. You go ahead and open up a ticket or open up a form, whatever. Tag me in it, and when I get a chance to, I'll read it, whatever. And that's like one of the issues. That's this is what I liked about the developers over at Iron Galaxy and Microsoft, is that they actually listen and
They're very open with
yeah,
communication, which is extremely weird, actually. I mean, granted, I was open with communication too, but like, there are people that are industry like veterans that would, reach out and ask people what's going on. How do you guys feel about this sort of thing? It, basically, I mean, the main point that I'm trying to get across here is actually, before we go into that, I just want to let everyone know that like this is like a very small minority in the community where it's just nothing but bitching, complaining, like, why is Full Gore $10? I paid $5 for this character, completely ignoring that it's for the KI World Cup fund or whatever. It's a very, very vocal minority. Most people, what was it, like, I forgot what the statistic was. I learned it in college or something like that for marketing. It's like people are like 17 times more likely to report a negative experience and this like versus like a positive experience.
oh yeah, yeah. I used to when
And
I was
but
at
go
yeah
ahead.
when I was at Blizzard and I was doing customer service there, you're helping out. Say, hey, my character is stuck, or can I get this item? I killed this boss and he didn't drop the loot, blah blah whatever. So I have to deal with these everyday, cause especially the ones that have been playing the game for like over 10 years. There are the worst and the most savage, and I don't want to call them ratings or whatever we call it. So we get like 5 stars, 1 through 5 on your customer service. So
Hmm.
if they don't get their way, if they're kind of unhappy with your answer or your suggestion or whatever, if you can't help them, they're gonna give you that one. So a lot of times I'd probably help out in one day, maybe it's 60, 70 players that I contacted and I worked with. So out of the 70s, you're supposed to get like a feedback rating, whatever. So out of 70, I'll probably get maybe like 20 or some people will respond to the ticket and they'll get feedback. So out of 20, if they're all positive, usually a lot of people, you don't see a lot of the positive reviews for the people that you help. So unless you hook them up with like some free item or whatever, or there's like really stuck and you made their day, then it's like, oh man, I'll definitely give you a 5, 5 out of 5, blah blah whatever. It takes I see more negative from people that they're unhappy with something that I couldn't help them with. It was like out of our hands. Say like, well, you have to wait until next Tuesday when a server is reset in order for you to do this, because the logs show that you already fought this boss, but because this happened, then we can't like fix the logs to where you can re-get this once in a week loot or whatever. So that's not my fault. So why you can give me a 1 star, because of a technicality or whatever. So I experienced a lot of that, and you're right. So there's a lot more negative reported than positive.
Hmm.
So and it's that is true, and I can attest to that.
I mean, it's human nature. We love negativity, we love drama, we love everything like that. Jeff got the camo. What the? Hold on a second. Is someone talking shit?
Yo, it's J Mart.
Oh, okay, never mind.
J Mart's
What's up, J Mart? What's up, J Mart? I'm sorry. Oh, I meant to. It's a little hot in here. I meant to wave myself. Um, but yeah, like it's human nature, like it's why the FGC thrives on things like low tier God versus Viscount. Other from everyone's a racist, but like it's
Yeah,
um
Jay's my man. I've known Jay for years.
Viscount.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very interesting guy. He's I didn't expect him to be the way he was. I thought he'd be like a very timid, shy guy. No, he's out there. He's got a personality. But anyway, oh sorry, out of there. Um, but yeah, like they're saying in the chat right now, it's human nature. We want more negativity. We feel better when we vent our frustrations. You know, it's like on another level for us to be like, yeah, you know, thank you for what you've done today or something like that. You know, like especially the way that culture is going, we're being like taught that instant gratification is a lot better, that we're a little bit more entitled to things that we shouldn't be. Um, and it's just the way that things go. It's a balance, you know. It'll keep going up and down as time goes on. But as for now, we might be just a little bit, you know, on the side of what's the word that I'm trying to say? Um, we want we want more without really realizing the repercussions of what we say. What the heck? I don't know. So that's just my opinion on the whole subject. Runex is really fucking with me right now. He's single-handedly ruining this podcast. I just want to let you know that. But, um, dude, it's all about and the problem with the negative light is that, like you said earlier in the podcast, there are people who will take a look at it and they'll be like, wow, this community sucks. I can't believe blah blah blah. They're charging this much because they don't have a frame of reference point. But when they see so many people complaining about it, then yeah, it's going to be, you know, super negative. So like, it's my goal to at least let people see that not everything is as bad or whatever. And that's why, you know, my post might be a little bit aggressive in KIUF, but I just want to be that person that, like, I want to be the change I want to see. You know, I want to be that person that is able to counterpoint people that complain for no reason and just make their opinion seem like less significant, right? Because, like, I mean, less significant. That's actually really bad for me to say. For me to, that was actually terrible for me to say. Make people that don't have that proper frame of reference, make them realize where their frame of reference is, at least to the community. Now, like I said, 99% of the community, A+. You know, I get along with everyone. I create content. I promote KI, even after all the fact and all that. But what was someone saying here? Speaking of negativity, can we talk about the teabag ban? Jesus, I'm still okay. So the teabag ban.
Oh,
You want to talk about that?
yeah. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time on the T-Bug ban, but you know, initially that was part of, you know, the rules for whatever reason. So maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was as a troll. You know, I am not Brandon Alexander. I am Rodolfo, aka Rotendo, and I did not run Killer Instinct World Cup. I did not come up with the rules. All I can say was that some drama was stirred up that kind of transpired to the whole, you know, this type of um, action or, you know, behavior is not tolerated, you know, and because people like to take things a bit too far and are not mature enough to handle, you know, things such as, you know, down up down up down up down up and taunts or whatever, then you know, we can prohibit that so we don't have, you know, a negative effect on the whole, you know, thing, you know, so whatever, you know. But then what ended up happening was a huge, you know, backlash from the community, people outside, you know, the KI community. So like the Marvel, Street Fighter, and the sad, you know, like I was like, I've never had a tweet retweeted so many times than that tweet that day. I was like, wow. It's like, you know, it took something negative about like, it wasn't even negative. It's just like, okay, we're banning this thing, um, and everyone kind of jumped on that, like really really very opinionated about the whole teabagging ban incident, or not incident, but the whole rule set. And it made it on PvP Live. It made it on different gaming websites. I'm surprised it didn't make it Kotaku. I think, or may have made Kotaku. I'm not too sure. But
Mm.
once it started to hit those other websites, I had a feeling that that was gonna get like reversed or whatever. So Brandon posted that it was just a troll, um, and that it was allowed. And I didn't say anything. So you know what? It's like, I was only repeating, the form, whatever. This is what I saw. This is what I said. Hey, it's banned because the man himself said it was banned. Okay, and then he goes, okay, it's unbanned because it was just a huge troll. And again, I had nothing to do with the whole ruling thing, and whether, and I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself on whether it was. I just, what, I'm gonna say it because
Uh-oh.
I think it would have been just easier to say, looking at the different uh, listen to different voices, from the community, whatever. Um, I think it was easier to best say that we kind of reversed the decision rather than saying it was a troll, because the way it would made out to seem very very serious, because you can tell if it's a troll, you can tell that something was a troll. Because it didn't seem like this much of a like a troll joking about banning it. It's like, okay, well, it looks kind of. I thought it looked kind of serious, from reading.
It was against his personality. Like
There
Brandon
you go.
likes a good joke, and he's definitely a type of person that loves like fucking around and stuff like that. But the KI World Cup is his baby. So when it started ending up like that, then you know it's I have my own opinion on it too, but it's
Yeah, you're right.
I will never know the truth.
That's
So
the proper word, I guess. The word I was looking for against his character, and I just kind of felt like could have been worded different. Say, hey, we kind of decided to reverse it and left it at that. Because that to me is okay. Well, that makes sense, reversing it rather than saying it was just a troll. Because I was getting hit up by people. I was like, yo, it's not my rule or whatever, and they wanted like the side of the story, and I was like, well, this is what happened on. Even it took place, not even on the forums. It took place between some online match, and then somehow the trash talk made it to the group, and it got kind of ugly from there. And as you know, I try to keep things kind of civil, and there was like threats made and blah blah. Well, you guys should just ban the person rather than ban this move, blah blah. Whatever, just kind of blew up. Out of
yeah,
control.
I mean, it gave KI World Cup more publicity.
It
I mean, you
did,
got a Kotaku article for
and
free
that's
basically just because of that.
and a lot of people.
Like it. Oh, go ahead.
And a lot of people's thinking it's like, what? It's just a coincidence. It's a coincidence that like right before KI World Cup, this kind of, you know, this thing happened. This news about a ban happened to get people talking about KI, which I thought when I looked at it that way, it's what, it's good publicity. So whether it's a troll or not, I just roll with it. It's like, well, this happened, that happened, and it was just like a quick 360 that, okay, well, it's been reversed. So we got the publicity. Hopefully, there's more people that tuned in that normally
Yeah,
wouldn't have.
yeah. And also keep this in mind too. Keep this in mind that like Brandon literally did not do. Maybe he made like 2 to 3 tweets about the teabagging thing. He wasn't constantly there defending it or anything. And it just blew up like it was viral. He put like almost zero effort for him to get a free article pretty much on Kotaku and having like the entire FGC talking about Killer Instinct. Um, he just didn't care that much. It just seemed like it. So when he ended up saying, "Oh, it was just a troll," I feel like that's a part of like another like troll sort of thing. Like, oh, everyone's making a huge deal because pressing down is now banned, and
That does sound
okay,
like Brandon. That does sound like Brandon.
yeah,
Cause like
yeah.
I
So
don't I don't
I
care.
think that's my take on the story. And Brandon's an incredibly smart guy, by the way. So I think I think that everything that happened over there was just like by luck that it ended up, blowing up to be whatever, and he took advantage of it. So, good for him. He did a really, really good job.
Yeah, I was like, that does seem a lot like Brandon. So um, one thing that he's really good at, marketing, really good at marketing and promoting, KI and everything that he does for the community. Um, but yeah, there was something else I wanted to address. Um, I wanted to go back to the retiring thing. So, yeah, people talking about retiring and then they're picking up Street Fighter 5 or whatever. So, I am looking at, okay, well, how long will it take for these players that were somewhat top players in KI to come back to
Hmm.
KI after they're getting scrubbed out in Street Fighter, because Street Fighter is a whole completely different game. There's a few people that do fairly well. I know Base can be Base is pretty good.
Hmm.
Paul B has picked up he's picked up when he picked up Street Fighter 5. I was watching him stream, and he's been really done pretty well with Karen when he first started playing. He's been going to the Wednesday night fights and doing pretty well. Like
He lost the lows year out.
but so there's a few of these players that they can transition from KI and they can transfer those skills or the basic fundamentals as he puts it into
Yeah.
other games. And then there's others that are pretty much they're struggling. So I'm just gonna like sit back and sip on my Fiji water over here and wait until they come back to KI
Yeah, for sure.
or the new
threshold
Nick or
for
whatever. So
the threshold for learning. What's this mystery link that I posted here? Jeez, I have no idea. Yeah. Anyway, so excuse me, sorry. Fuck, what was I just saying? Uh, the threshold for learning fighting games. I can't speak right now. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Riku, I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't post the link. What are you talking about?
Fluttershy saying that Paul retired after 4 months playing. After 4 months playing Street Fighter 5.
It's fucking
I don't know about that, but
oopsie. Anyway, the threshold for learning new fighting games really isn't that much. Like the muscle memory that you learn can easily be gained within like 2 months or so. Execution is just grinded upon. The things that like what makes other people better than others is A, time learned, and B, time spent being as efficient as possible in fighting games. Like for example, same two guys spend like 2 years on the same fighting game, right? And one person just learns everything by himself, right? How to do a DP, how to do a fireball, jump in, jump kick, do a combo, right? 2 years of that. And then you got one guy who spent 2 years actually learning like fundamentals, right? Footsies. You got option selects. I guess that's not really fundamentals, but they're very, very powerful. Like walking forward, not jumping in, things like that. And they have a mentor and stuff like that. That guy who spent 2 years efficiently learning is going to be like a ton better than the other person. But the guys had the same exact like starting ability, right?
right.
From the very beginning. So 2 years of actually learning what to do in every single situation, being able to assess risk and reward, among other things, I guess, as well. Versus the guy that's just like practicing the same combo over and over again, making sure they can nail it down. The person that has more insight in the game would definitely be able to kick the shit out of the other dude, and that's just because it's about the attitude of and you're not wanting to go out and seek whatever. And there's a lot of weird options like people do against that sort of thing. Like I don't have all the time in the world to learn the shit. The shit is super easy to learn, you know. And the biggest thing is if you're learning to play a fighting game and you're playing just for fun, do whatever you want. Have a lot of fun. If you want to be the best at fighting games, you gotta actually put the time in. You gotta learn what you need. Like actually has to come out there. You
Right.
have to develop. Well, yeah, you don't have to develop your own tech because like a lot of top players steal tech, but you have to like know what your tech is used for. You have to know what the risk and reward of everything you're doing. And a lot of people that I see in intermediate fighting games, they sort of make like weird decisions, like DPing someone on someone else's wake up and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. But
Yeah,
anywho,
I think it's be good for the community. Honestly, I think it's be really good and healthy that these players are going to take a break. They can take a break from KI. They can play Street Fighter 5 for a while. You got Tekken 7 is going to drop, so someone will pick up Tekken 7. They'll learn some different fundamentals there. People is going to pick up the new Revelator, Guilty Gear Revelator 2. Some people's going to pick up MVCI. So you have all these players going to pick up these different games. And of course, they're gonna come back to KI once that new character drops. So like once the last character drops for KI, maybe some new content, maybe a teaser at a new KI or maybe season 4. Who knows? But when they get
hmm
back, they can be stronger players, um, both in terms of execution and in terms of also technical. So it's gonna be interesting. I just kind of like don't like all the negativity that's they're kind of spreading because it's hurting the scene. Don't just don't like if you're gonna quit. If you can take a break, yeah, just take a break. Whatever, go play these other games, and we see you when you see you. We see you when you come back because you're gonna come back. You're gonna want to play this new character, or this you want to play on this new stage or whatever Iron Galaxy has in store for the KI community and for the rest of I don't want to say the rest of season 3. Season 3 is over, so I guess the remainder of the year's content, I guess a quarter or whatever you want to call it. But
hmm
I just kind of like okay, well you come back. I know they're gonna come play. Just like Cat Drugs and the Japanese player or we're saying on Twitter. It's like they'll come back. They'll take their break, come back. So play your other games. Learn something new.
the
Get
game's always going to be
refreshed
there for you. You know, it'll
and
always be
come back.
waiting.
And then you can come back and fall in love again, or you'll find something stupid, and like, oh man, they still didn't fix this, or this is broken, or they may do something that some issue that you had against with that they addressed, and it's like, oh, I kind of now I like this because they changed this. I'm having fun again, because some people are not having fun right now with the way it is, and some are like I'm having fun because I like my character. I like what my character can do. So there's some things that was nerfed, and then there's some things that made some improvements with, like his plus frames on his ice lance, which is which I think he needed. So as long as I'm enjoying myself playing, playing my character, I'm gonna continue to play. So the other things that may seem kind of broken, it doesn't affect me as much as other players. I guess that kind of makes sense. So everyone's gonna feel differently about the game because of the character they play. That affects their playing style. So my style hasn't really been affected by a lot of these changes because I play Glaciers predominantly, and I play Kilgore and Fulgore, and I have a pocket combo that I haven't really been playing since the beginning of season 2, which he's on my Shadow Lord's team. But I don't really play that. I really don't play KI that much because of work and all these other projects. But I enjoy KI. That's why I keep doing what I'm doing,
hmm
because overall I love the game. I played the first two, and it was fun, kind of embodying everyone in the first two games. I may not be able to body everyone, and Killer Instinct 2013, the season 3, because I haven't spent those hours like all these top players have, but I spent those hours on the first two games. So I had no problem, thrashing people in KI1, KI2, except for Cookie, because Cookie, there's something she was doing with Orchid that I couldn't freaking break, and I just couldn't break that combo for the life of me. And I don't think I would have won the KI1 tournament because that one thing I couldn't break. So something with the timing that she was explaining to me. But anyways, like you said, people that put in all this time in and have the experience, it shows. And I have all the time input in the first two games. I don't have that time input in this one, but that could be fixed. I just don't have the time. And if I did, I'd be up there with sleeping the rest of the top players. But I play not just K, I play everything else too. So time is limited. I gotta spread my game time between this 5, whatever. So I'll probably take a break from KI when Marvel comes, because Marvel is like my main game. And I'll put as much effort into that as I did with KI, but I'm not gonna just kind of drop KI. KI will always be there, and I'll just another game I'll enter at tournaments. Is there any questions for us, either myself or Geoff? Oh, you want to?
Let me. I just want to add one more thing before questions and stuff like that. Sorry about that. Yeah, one thing I just don't understand, and this applies for almost everything in life, really. And a lot of life philosophies are getting thrown around here this session. I apologize. It was supposed to be more about KI, but if there is something that you don't enjoy, like, for example, let's say KI. Let's say KI Season 3, you absolutely fucking hate it, and it's the worst thing in the world. Why don't people just, drop it until, they can enjoy it again? If they never enjoy it again, don't come back or whatever, even though that's, rarely the case. Why do people constantly do things that and have to take other people down with them just because they don't like something? That's a big question, and it goes back into the human morale of everyone loves to be negative and stuff like that. But if you break it down, what is the reason behind that? Why do people keep doing things that make them miserable? Are they complacent? Do they believe that this is the best that they have for themselves? And I see this all the time for Street Fighter 5 complaining. All the time. People play every single day, and then Urian's Aegis Reflector is the worst color, and Street Fighter, this is not a true representation of Street Fighter 3, and everything's they gobble dicks. I don't understand why people do things that they don't love. You have the choice. We live in one of the freest times in human history. You can do whatever the fuck you want, and you spend your limited ass time on Earth playing fucking Street Fighter 5, a game that you fucking hate. What are you thinking? You have the free. You can do anything. You could be anything you want. You could be fucking Magellan. Go explore whatever the fuck you want. You can find the fucking cure for cancer. You can contribute and make lives better for everyone else. But you decide to play Street Fighter 5 and hate it on social media all the time. Fuck that. And it's the shit that just, oh god. We have so much potential as human beings.
You said
all of us as humans. We can be the best ever, but we fucking fight amongst each other over stupid fucking things like frame data. Fuck that. Do something.
Yeah.
Just play Killer Instinct.
Yeah, you can be just like Magellan. He said she can explore the world. Yeah.
That was a reference to Alex Jones' rant, actually, but it was...
Yo. That was good.
But
yeah,
yeah. All right, whatever. It's it's your life. You can do whatever you want, and I do what I want, and I enjoy my life. I just wish more people would follow suit with that. So questions. What's up? All right, no questions. Well, thank you for the time. No, I'm kidding. I know there's a delay.
No question. I know I received the box. I see my package in the mail. No, I did not get my BlizzCon ticket. Yo, that was seriously.
They ran out in 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, it did. Because I wasn't waiting. It said you're in line. It says you're in line, for a ticket. And next thing you know, I get a new pop up says like there are no more tickets. The tickets are sold out. I was like, what? I was like, you kidding me? I was like, but I didn't know like a Super Yan. If you guys don't know Super Yan, Super Yan is a
Oh,
it's a Street Fighter player that was on
NorCal,
cross counter. But anyways, I follow her
cross
on
assault.
cross assault. I'm sorry. So I followed her on Twitter, and then she posted, she was able to get tickets, or her sister got her ticket, and she was telling me like that yeah, you have to what they did. I guess it's a tech. I didn't know that this secret tech, but you hit mashing F5. So that's what they did. People are mashing F5 to jump the lines or something. So I didn't do that. I was waiting, my turn in the queue when I should have been mashing F5. So now next year, I know the tech. Nintendo knows the tech now. So, and I'm keep mashing F5 to get a ticket. I may get a ticket like to someone that bought extra, but a friend called them before, and so whether or not that transaction has took place, may not go to BlizzCon this year. So that sucks.
No, we could all
Yeah.
get digital tickets at least. Still,
Ricker's like, Ricker's like, am I ever going to cosplay? Because I got enough suits to do Urian. Actually, when I was like still like consistent.
Yo, when are you gonna wear the man thong? Are
Yo.
you gonna do that?
I get asked that all the time. When I was consistently in the gym, and that was my goal. My goal was to cosplay Urian, and I still have the hat. I bought a suit just so I can do that. I bought two suits actually. So I bought one, the pinstripe suit, and I got the shirt, the purple shirt and everything. So, but I've been kind of like been down. I have been in the gym lately. But that's the plan. So come Evo, I will have the suit with me. No, I will not do the banana hammock version. I'll do this. I'll do the business suit you're in, and
All right, what? Hold on. Let's have a compromise. At least have the business suit, blazer, and then the man thong, and then that's
the
it.
man thong. I have it underneath. I have it underneath.
Underneath.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, you got to wear it like 3 sizes too small, whatever. So like when you start flexing, it just like falls off, just like at the beginning. Also, you have to light yourself on fire too.
I can. I need to do some training with the liquid Hollywood effect stuff, so I don't completely get third degree burns or whatever. But yeah. So Hoagie has a question for me. So why does leg hurt so much? Well, if you do leg day weekly, or if you have been doing it regularly, you get used to it. Your muscles get used to it, like muscle memory. Thank you, Lord Goldar, for the follow. But yeah, same thing with workout. So if you haven't worked out abs in a while, or shoulders, any of those other muscle, and you put in a good strong workout, you're gonna feel it the next day. Definitely the next day, if not the day afterwards. Same thing with leg day. So do either you want an S4? An S4?
I did a push-up one time.
What do you mean? What do you mean like an S4? But anyways, as I'm taking question, I said I was going to do two things. I was gonna dress that I did not get a ticket to BlizzCon, and I was gonna open this package which I got that I think should be my my mini NES. So you get a what you call those videos, or what do you call those, unboxing? Is that what they call unboxing?
Yeah.
So unboxing. I have this buddy.
I'm not getting your video feed, so you're gonna have to describe with vigorous detail about what you're doing.
Okay, so I had this.
Tell me how it smells. How's the box smell?
It smells like the PX. So this Marine I knew, like before when I was in the Marines, I keep in touch with all my Marines and everything. So he posted on Instagram that he was able to get his Switch and a mini NES, and I was like, yo, it's like, hook me up with one. He said that, the PX had some, so sent them money. He said, yeah, you want me to pick you up one? I said, yeah, pick me up one. And he sent them money, and he didn't charge me $300 for the console like the people on Craigslist and whatever. So this is my NES Classic Edition that I got hooked up with. $59.99.
Nice.
I paid
You
like
gonna
60
resell that?
Oh no, hell no. No. I'm not.
Are you gonna mod it though?
Oh, if I get a second one, I'll probably mod the second one.
Okay.
But yeah, I gave him, like he said, 65 to cover shipping handling. So, which is really cool. So, Marines, we take care of our own. He hooked it up. I got my mini NES. I'll probably set it next to my Switch or something. It's like good times, good memories. But anyways, season 4. Do I want an S4 as in season 4? For what games? KI?
I'm assuming he means KI.
Do I want?
I would prefer.
Okay.
Oh,
do
God.
I want an S4? You want to take this one first, Geoff?
Yeah, sure, I'll take it. Yeah. So, like I said, every single character that you add to the game, would exponentially increase the budget. So, a season 4 would be nice, but I would like for like a development team to take a few years and just like remaster the whole game, taking what they learned, what works with Killer Instinct, what doesn't work, and just making like a fresh from the startup product. I know that costs a lot more for you to do something like that, and I'm not sure if the interest is really that high, but if it was a perfect Geoff world out there, then yeah, I would definitely have the remaster just to see what kind of crazy redesigns they're going to be adding to a game like Killer Instinct, So that's me. Hello, Base.
Yo, Base is in the chat?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, so, okay, for me, do I want an season 4? Honestly, I would like for Iron Galaxy to come up with their own vision of Killer Instinct, because they took pretty much the skeleton of KI from Double Helix, right? So there wasn't that much they can really do, because they got this and they'll add content. But I feel with the team that Iron Galaxy has and what they've done in the past for other games, that a fresh, brand new KI would really be good for the KI scene and for Iron Galaxy themselves. Because it'll be their game. It wouldn't be a game that was handed off, by another developer. And we'll have new characters. Yo, Infinity Brazil, thanks for the follow. Now, if they were to come out with a whole new game, the question is, will they reuse the character design, or will it be like totally it's a whole new characters? That's the thing, So
I would like to see a redesign
redesign?
of characters. I know that's I think Double Helix's redesigns of like people like Jago, even Orchid. People like, oh, Fulgor looks so badass now. Like, I feel like Double Helix really exceeded, and they were an art studio, right? Originally.
Double Helix.
Yeah. They had like really good artists for their games, like what was it, Strider for Capcom?
Yep.
Yeah, stuff like that. So, I would like to see something like really creative and, I don't know, just fun to look at. Stuff like that, but and not to say, yeah, I like Iron Galaxy's remixes too, but it took them a little bit. I feel like it took them a little bit for them to get the feel going. Like TJ Combo was Patrick Ewing, right? But then as time went on, like Riptor is like absolutely amazing, and then Hisako, sucks people in and does all this crazy shit. Well, Hisako's not a remake, but you understand what I'm getting at, is that like the further along they got, the better they got. So with all that knowledge that they have, I would love to see just like a new character I'm sorry, a new like brand of characters come out from Iron Galaxy's side to see like, and this is kind of like what I was saying before, getting taking what worked before and getting rid of what didn't work and just like creating a brand new IP with it. So
So, like, would you say like a whole new cast, or probably maybe like your staple characters returning, like, uh,
oh yeah, stable characters for sure, yeah, and have some returning characters as well for like the new stuff like Sadira, obviously Sadira, but yeah.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I would rather see a new IP rather than another season. Um, because I could be on top, early on. I could be on top early on before everyone is able to hit the lab and with school and everything. So, which I um, have been very successful with doing, because it's in the nature, with people that's been playing as long as we have. We have like the uh, the fundamentals. It's already there. So you apply into new games, not that hard to pick up. So some
Hmm.
people it takes time. They have to hit that new tech. That's always been hurting me. It's like that new tech is found, and then people's in the lab and new tech. That's why I stopped playing Marvel, because haven't been able to get in and learn all this new aerial crossover, all this new tech that came out, and I don't just have time to master that. So it's like,
Yeah.
man, I can't keep up on a competitive level. And at that time, so it's like, I play more for fun, because if I play competitively, it would mean that I know I have some kind of a chance to break top 8, top 16, or whatever. But if I feel that I don't have, if I'm not on the same skill set, then I'm kind of become like frustrated, whatever, when I know I can play at a higher level. So I just play for fun rather than competitive. So I can't get mad if I'm getting infinite, with Morgan, or whatever in Marvel, because I don't put that time in as the other guys. So, and when I do beat your ass, it's like, hey, I don't even play this game. That's always I've loved doing that. And this is one guy in town,
That
and I'm gonna
that's a
call it.
good option select. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna call him out. I always call him out. I'm always give him crap about it. So look, we play a set. You play this game daily. You created your own little clan or whatever, within seen in town, and you playing whatever, and I haven't touched the game in months or whatever. I don't know as much the combos and tech that you do. And if I get like 2 3 games off you, what does that tell you? It's like, man, it's like, and I give him crap now. I give him credit, I give him crap about it. He's so defensive. It's like, man, you're a scrub. How you gonna let me come out, not playing for months, and you've been playing this game daily, get like 3 games off of you? That shouldn't happen, and that's why you're not sponsored. No, but no, but that's another story for another time, because that was brought up by someone, and I was like, yeah, I get as many games off of him. It's like, and he's sponsored. It's like, yeah, so that happens. If you're a sponsored player and you're going against someone like me that doesn't really have time to put into a game, and I'm getting games off you, yeah, you shouldn't be sponsored. That's just me.
That's what I say to a lot of people. If I ever beat a sponsored player, I'm taking your sponsorship right now. Whenever I send a message on a PSN, people usually get mad at that. They get very sensitive about that sort of stuff, which I don't think anyone's ever going to lose their sponsorship just because I beat them in an online match where they like a 2 out of 3,
So if I
But
ever beat Base or Nikki in a tournament, I'm putting them on blast. And I'm gonna hold that for the rest of the game existence ever. Only because I love you, Nikki and Kenneth. Only because I love you. If I didn't if I didn't, I wouldn't have cared. But it's all good. Number love, number love.
yeah, for God, what was it? I forgot. I don't think I actually beat any notable play. I mean, I beat them before they got good at the game, I guess, but um, I don't know. I beat Maximilian. I guess that's something. Is Maximilian good at the game? I can't. He got top 8 at SCR, right?
He was like he's like me. Like I was talking earlier, you know, you get these players that have been playing
Yeah,
fighting
yeah.
games since the '90s, and you know, fundamentally, when the game's new, we can kind of like we know exactly what tech to kind of develop. What we can find out the cheap stuff. We know how to take advantage um, of um, of what's
Of the shit that
available
people
for.
fall for,
Yeah,
yeah.
until they hit the lab and learn not to fall for it. You know, so it's kind of like we're kind of like the early bloomers, but once
Hmm.
time catches up, once we're you know at work or whatever, um, we haven't had the time to put in to kind of learn a counter defensive or you know counter to the counter tech. You know, so they learn the fix. They learn how to block this or they learn how to counter this tech. So you have to find something else that works, and then you find out your character is actually trash. You know, and it was just that they just didn't know at the time. You know, so but yeah, he's pretty decent. I know he does pretty well. I watch a couple of his streams when he plays Ki. You know, he still he hasn't spent a lot of time. I think last time he was playing, he was using Fulgor 'cause that's like his main, and using um, he's not using a lot of the tools that he's available now because you know there's a lot of changes. That's another reason too. You know, a lot of changes to the game. Um, when you haven't been playing, you kind of gotta learn all. You gotta adjust your gameplay to that. So, but he's still you know fairly good. You know, as far as like placement wise, I wouldn't know. He plays for fun. I don't think he plays you know to be like super uh, competitive or anything.
Hey, shout out to Jetstream Dan for sucking ass. Fuck you, dude. um, oh man, actually, I didn't think it was possible, but I saw Max just like really beat down on himself when he lost to one of my friends at CEO. Um, it's really weird because I didn't think the guy was like able to possess any emotion other from like I don't know, like the little hype thing that he does, the production value
Yeah.
stuff that he does. It was surreal seeing that stuff. Have you ever seen any top players or whatever just act different from what you've seen? Oh, I remember when Rico lost against I forgot, maybe I think it was Gutter Magic in at Evo 2015 when he went into losers or whatever, right? And like for a good 15 minutes, I just saw him like head down, like bowing
Oh,
in shame,
yo,
hands over his
I
face.
have seen him. I have seen him. Okay. There's a situation for those of you that aren't aware or weren't at Killer Instinct World Cup. Okay, so Rico had one of the first two matches to be played for top eight, and what happened? Okay, so what happened is he got DQ'd. He got sent to losers because he didn't show up for his match, and previous, you know, we weren't gonna wait, for anyone, and also Swordsman wasn't. He was about to get DQ too, but you know he ended up showing up after the first match and was able to play his. But he got sent to losers, and then like I had access. I have staff access to the backstage where all the players were practicing, and so Enrique was there, and he wasn't really like talking to anyone. He was like, man, it's like I've never seen him like that before, and you can tell that yeah, it just kind of sucks, and is really kind of down about it because he got sent to loser, and it's not his fault. Like what happened was all their phones were dead, or it was on silent. So a couple people were texting him and calling him. They got up pretty late, so pretty much it was like an hour late to the final to the top eight, and so having to battle from losers bracket, I think kind of affected him mentally because he
Well, you
should
got double
you
the matches in
when you
losers.
oh yeah, twice the matches, yeah. So when you're in the deficit like that, when you have that mindset that know that you could be in a winner side and you have a good chance of winning the tournament, but now that you have twice as many matches, whatever, I think that kind of affected him mentally, because he would. I think he would have had it. He probably would have been in grand finals along with Sleep. if he didn't get sent to losers, because if anything he would have got sent to losers towards the end, and then we would have making it back to grand finals. But
If
yeah,
Do you think he would have won? I don't think Rico would have won. I mean, he wasn't winning before, and Sleep, the Evo World Champion, ended up winning with KI World Cup. I'm pretty sure things
here's
would
the
have.
thing. Here's the thing. It's like um I don't know how much time he's been put into the game.
Mhm.
And he hasn't been going to a lot of tournaments this year anyway. So I really can't give an opinion on that, because I've know that Sleeve's been playing constantly. He's been playing. He's been on the grind, and I just don't know if Rika's been grinding as much. I know he has some. He's been streaming like towards the end. He's been playing a lot more, and he's been streaming. But I don't know if maybe it's a bit too late, or he has some new tech. I just don't know. Um, but I do know for sure that with his talent alone, and his demeanor, I think he had a good chance of repeating Cat World Cup champ. Whether or not he would have won, not too sure. I definitely know he would have been like
Mhm.
top three for sure.
I don't know. I guess I haven't been following as much as I wish I did. I really wish KI was at Evo this year, though. That's kind of a shame that it's
Oh,
not going to
okay.
be there.
That's one last thing. So they're having a KI tournament held by the Las Vegas KI community, and I think it's also by someone from the Arizona TO. They're coming together to kind of come up with a Evo tournament in Vegas, but it can be on a day before. I think like on Thursday or Friday or something like that. So Menzo has all the detail. Once all the details gets fleshed out, that's gonna be kind of like uh, relayed through the social media and whatnot. Because I offered to kind of pitch in for the prize, whether it's a trophy or cash prize or whatever. I'm gonna try to, help them out with that. So there will be KI at Evo, but it won't be like a main featured game, just like the games in the past. That's been dropped off the main feature. It'll be a side tournament, and I've seen this for years. So like Marvel 2 and Third Strike, CBS 2, they're all still being played at Evo as side games, and that's what KI's gonna be this year. But if anything, I would encourage everyone to go to Combo Breaker, because that'll be like the next thing closest to even experience other than KI World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. They treat all their games like royalty there, so it's always great to see that sort of stuff.
And I believe Texture Showdown will have KI as their next to second, or the second to closing game for top 8 at Texas Showdown. Street Fighter
And
Five will be. I think
I
Street
think
Fighter 5
CEO
is
is
last
probably
year.
going to have a pretty good showing too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because it's all
Love
there's like
CEO. CEO is my favorite tournament
there's
by
a
far.
sneak peek preview of the schedule for Texas Showdown. So top 8, you have there's two Street Fighter Five tournaments. You have the Red Bull, there's the Red Bull, and there's Capcom Pro Tour. Whether or not you can sign for both of them, I have no information on that. But the schedule for top 8 for Sunday is you have the Red Bull top 8, then you have Guilty Gear, Street Fighter Five, no, Guilty Gear, KI, and then Street Fighter Five, the Capcom Pro Tour top 8.
Mm. Is that Rico Suave in the
Ugh.
chat right now? Oh, I gotta go. Yo, he might beat my ass right now. He's going to find my ass. Hello, Rico.
What's up, Rico?
Um,
Yeah, we was talking about him, and his ear started being in the ring, I guess.
oh yeah, no, I was talking mad shit, dude. Yeah, I was me and Runex. Yo, Runex, what was that one thing you were talking about? Something about Evo? I forgot. Anyway,
Yeah, hit up these
dude,
events.
I have nothing but the biggest hopes for the community. We have such strong numbers, especially online, and when people come out and they play, and they really make the community look good every time they do come out. So, props to all that shit. I really enjoy everything that. What's everyone saying? About? I I really enjoy just seeing how the community has matured over the years. So with all that negative shit that's been going on, that we were talking about earlier on, like I said, it's a very very small minority, and it's I'm really happy to see where the KI community is going nowadays. So
Yeah, so yeah, I think that's about it for tonight. I really appreciate you jumping on, Jeff,
yeah,
the,
absolutely,
the
dude. Thank you
hero.
for having me.
So great insight as a a former dev on the Iron Galaxy team. So
Thank you.
hopefully, people that tune in to this afterwards, when it's archived, they get more of insight of what they go through from one of their owns who's now up in Cali, NorCal, right? You're at the where you at again?
Yeah, I'm in San Francisco. Let's just say that.
San Fran. I guess you can't give out the company that you're working for.
Oh yeah, I mean, you
I mean,
can
it
you can
doesn't
Google my
matter.
name and
Doesn't.
find out. You know,
But
I posted everywhere. I just yeah.
but
I got Runex calling me a racist right now. I don't want to associate that with I represent blah 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 and all that. So fuck Runex.
be
But you know what? I would like to end the stream doing one thing real quick, especially with our special guest inside the chat right now. Let me see. How do I? Okay. One one thing real quick, and this is for I guess. Okay, so I'm this way. Can we like sync 3, 2, 1 and do a demonic despair, and then just end it in the middle over there? Can we do that? I want to do that real quick here. All right, you ready? I can't see you, so I'm trusting that you're doing it. Okay.
I'm gonna pretend. But I don't know how's that go.
It go okay. It's like a hand roll,
Oh
and
yeah, that
then like
little.
yeah, then the hand goes out like that. Okay. Ready?
Uh,
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. And then I lost Evo. So,
yeah.
all right. Thank you so much for having me, dude. I had a lot of fun, and I will see you guys all around KI world, whatever. Feel free to drop me any questions if you want to know anything about game development. My boy Rotend over here has like 20 more years more experience. It's probably better to talk to him, but yeah.
All right, Jeff.
All right, man. Thank you so much. You guys take care. Bye.
Yeah, but that was Jeff the hero. Um, Pretty much you can if you're just tuning in. We talked about um, retirement. We talked about game development. We kind of gave like an introduction for ourselves. Um, Other things about gaming, pretty much care related, and appreciate for all the new followers. Everyone's that's able to tune in, whether it's for a minute or for the whole duration. Thank you. I have nothing else for you guys. This is a new build. So hopefully the stream has been a better experience than the previous ones. There's some tweaks that I have to do when it comes to um, the volume and whatnot. So I had a couple frame drops. So for those of you that stream Rico, Bass, and Hoagie, I'll probably be hitting you guys up to get some tips as far as how I can kind of fix my stream so I don't not getting as many drops. And with that, I am going to sign out. All right, thanks. No outro.